Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Righty, good Sunday morning to you. 10:27 Sunday morning. You might be waking up to some heavy rainfall. We have a tornado watch in effect for parts of southern Maine. We have flood watches in effect. It's going to be a busy day here in the weather office. So let's waste no time. I want to give everybody the heads up of what's heading into our direction here over the next several hours here. You might be wondering, what's going on? These spinning cells coming out of southern parts of New Hampshire. Well, yes, there is that tornado threat. There have been a few tornado warnings issued. There's one currently in effect in southern parts of New Hampshire right now. Let's outline the watch first. We have a flood watch in effect until late tonight. We're watching streams, rivers, localized flash flooding. There's already been 2 to 3 inches of rain over the last 6 hours in the Manchester area in New Hampshire. We also have a tornado watch for York and Cumberland counties. What does this mean? Well, yeah, the ingredients are there for a quick spin up tornado. Are we looking for a strong tornado? No. Weak tornadoes are possible in this sort of setup. You have winds moving at different directions at different levels of the atmosphere. So these cells coming out of Canada, they're spinning, and they can actually produce these quick spin ups that can produce weak tornadoes. And a best chance is probably going to be in southern parts of, let's see if we can highlight that for you here, in southern parts of Maine, and also into southern parts of New Hampshire. This area right here stands the greatest chance for getting a weak tornado today. And that remains in effect until, let's see, about 3 o'clock. Let's take a look at what we have. This is not updating. Hold on. Hang tight. There we go. That's what we want right there. All right. This is coming back on us right now. We're looking at the tornado warning has just expired in southern parts of New Hampshire. Now we have flash flood watches that remain in effect. I did not want to do that. Sorry, folks, just trying to get this squared away. We're seeing flash flood warnings that remain in effect in southern parts of New Hampshire, Rockingham, Stratford County. I wanted to draw for you to show you where the worst of this is occurring right now. But those of you in Rochester, New Hampshire, there is a little bit of rotation in that cell down there. I'm going to try this one more time to see if we can do that. Let's see if we can draw. Hang tight with me for 1 second, folks. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, yeah, we got it. All right. All right, things are looking good now. All right, so there just was a tornado warning for this cell right in here, and that has just expired. Let's get a little bit closer and look at the velocity. We're looking at our winds moving toward and away from the radar, and there's actually a little tornado warning. See it down here into southern parts of New Hampshire? There it is right there, just south of Manchester, that red polygon. This is the one I'm concerned with over the next hour. You can kind of see where the greens, the light greens and the dark greens meet. What happens is the radar beam is just too high in the sky, and it's not picking up in the low level rotation that we're seeing. But this one is definitely spinning still. And let's go back to the Doppler. You can see it's in this cell right here. It looks like it's over toward Rochester, New Hampshire, and it's moving into York County. So those of you up near the Sanford area points west, maybe Shapley, Acton, going up even to Parsonsfield, Newfield, even Leamington, Waterboro. You want to keep a close eye on the cell probably over the next hour and a half. It still has a little appendage on it. See it right in there? There's a pretty good indication that that cell is rotating. Now, is it a strong thunderstorm producing a lot of lightning and wind? No, it's a quick spin up cell right now at this point. So we're going to keep an eye on this as it works its way into York County. Greatest chance for one of these spin up tornadoes will be in southern central New Hampshire and also southern parts of Maine. If you're just joining us on the Facebook Live, thanks for joining me on your Sunday morning here. We're going to have young Emily Santum on here very shortly. I think I'm going to go on the air in just a little bit if we get that tornado warning in York County. It is possible in that cell. If you're just joining us, tornado watch is in effect until 3 p.m. We have flash flood watch in effect until tonight, area wide. So everything seems to be lining up with what we were expecting as far as the flood potential and the potential for quick spin up tornadoes. There we go. I'm glad we got this thing to work here again. This is good. I want to be able to show you the flash flood warning that's in effect right now. This is probably going to migrate into York County and Cumberland County in southern parts of Oxford County within the next hour here. And these are torrential downpours. The atmosphere is set up in a way that we're seeing some extreme tropical downpours moving through the area simply because there's so much humidity, there's so much moisture in the atmosphere. Any showers that get going have the potential to bring some real heavy downpours, and that will remain the rule throughout the afternoon hours here as well. I think the tornado threat is mostly the morning. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Let's get a little bit closer here on the flood potential here. This is just in the last 6 hours. Yeah. All right. Wow. We're already up over, it says 24 hours. This is 6 hours, actually. I just changed the parameters on it. But we're seeing already Doppler picking up on 2 to 4 inches of rain in southern New Hampshire. So this is the real deal. I think there is the potential for some flash flooding as these cells in the coming hours get into the state of Maine. Now, lightning, we just talked about this. There's not a lot of lightning. This is not your traditional thunderstorm where you're going to get hail, damaging wind. This is torrential rain, number one. That's the potential for flash flooding. That's the number one concern today, flash flooding. Number two concern is quick spin up tornadoes. If you do run into one of those situations, there's that cell right there. That's the one we're watching moving up into western parts of York County. And this is going to be migrating through all of southern and central Maine as we go throughout the morning and early afternoon. That's 2, 3 o'clock or so. So this is going to be with us all day and slowly starting to wind down towards tonight. So hopefully we don't get too much flash flooding. But if you do get into one of those warning situations where there is a current tornado warning in extreme southern New Hampshire at this point, you got to go to the basement, lowest floor possible. You've been through this before. Move to an interior room. Maybe you haven't been through it before, but we're usually on the air with a few tornado warnings every season here. Maine averages about 2 tornadoes a year. Luckily, we have a mostly wooded state, so a lot of people don't see them. So let's hope that stays that way. Move to an interior room away from windows and doors. Cover head and neck with blankets and pillows. Now, when we do get the tornado warning in southern parts of New Hampshire, that's where we have the tornado warning currently. That means either a tornado has been sighted or it's been indicated on radar. You might be wondering, you might be getting on your phone. We have a tornado watch in effect currently. That just basically means the ingredients are there for a tornado to occur. And in these sort of situations, it's not the Midwest tornadoes, the big ones, these quick, weak spin up tornadoes, but they don't last very long in this sort of setup. They can create a lot of danger or damage though. So something to keep an eye on. Imminent danger to life and property. That's what happens when you have a warning. Currently, we have a watch in effect for southern parts of Maine. So let's go back real quickly. I want to show you the watch setup here, and we'll show you where the current cell is that we're watching. And then we'll put this to bed for a little while, and we'll keep you updated throughout the morning and afternoon. So we have a tornado watch up in effect for Cumberland, York County at this point, southern and central parts of New Hampshire. It is, I'll show you where the current tornado warning is. I just took a long drive visiting family this morning, and I was trying to beat these cells. We beat them. It was good. But I've been watching these on the phone periodically. And this one's, there was a tornado warning just east of this region just about an hour ago. And there was a tornado and a warning in effect for Raymond, Nottingham, and Barrington in Stratford and Rockingham County. That has come to an end. It's this cell right here we're still watching. I want to keep a close eye on this. See the hook right there? Like a fish hook? That's what we're watching. And if you follow the trajectory of that, that should get up into western parts of York County. I think Acton, you're under the gun with this one, probably over the next half hour or so. So, folks near maybe the Acton Fairgrounds, that area, Mousom Lake, these areas need to keep a close eye on it. So it's over Farmington right now, Rochester area. There's a flash flood warning currently in effect for that area, but I would not be shocked to get another tornado warning in effect for this cell. It's not really showing up great in the radar right now, but you can kind of make out, see these brighter greens that indicate some stronger winds with the darker greens right here. It's probably rotating a little bit, but that's something we need to watch here. Maybe we can get the Boston radar. Yeah, you can't really see it too well there either. All right, so that's the cell that we're keeping an eye on here over the next half hour. Current tornado warning in effect down towards the Nashua region, just south of Manchester. This is a big deal. There was one in northern parts of Massachusetts earlier up towards Lowell, and we just had one that expired in Stratford and Rockingham County. Again, primary concern today is the flash flooding. Number two concern, quick spin up tornadoes. That's a real possibility in this sort of setup here. All right, I'm glad I got this thing to work, and thanks for tuning into our forecast today. Maybe I can just answer a few comments. I know a lot of people might have some questions, before we put this to bed. I'm going to go do some work in the weather office. Sue says, thanks for the updates. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining me this morning. Let's see here. I can pop up. There we go. Hey, there's Sue right there. Hoping you let actions. Right. So Cindy's saying, I hope you let people know what actions to take if the tornado warning happens. Let's take a look at those again. Cindy, yeah, if you get a tornado warning, that's what you need to do. Just go to an interior room. It's kind of like those, the big microbursts that we can sometimes get. The winds are usually similar in those sort of setups here. So it's just, quick spin up tornadoes, something to take seriously throughout the morning. But don't stress out about it. Just keep an eye on things. And this is what you need to do. Go to a basement. If you have a basement or interior room, that's probably the best thing to do. Let's see here. Let's go back to the radar real quick. And maybe we can answer a few more questions. What about Westbrook? Yeah, Westbrook, you're under a tornado watch, Christina. Let's keep an eye on things next 3 hours. And flash flooding. That will be a potential there as well. Everyone wants to know the town. Gary says Leamington. Yes, this cell is heading probably towards Leamington. Yeah, that cell is the one we're watching. So Gary, so it's this cell right here, and Leamington. Yeah, let's get a little bit closer. Leamington's right in the path. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there you are. So this cell's coming up this way. So another 45 minutes, Gary. We're going to keep an eye on that cell in your area pretty closely here. Kate says enjoys the live streams. Oh, thank you, Kate. Appreciate that. Back in. I went out and back in. Oh, the sound. Oh, sorry if the sound screwed up. I think I had some problem drawing earlier too. I don't know if the connection's weird. Thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate that. All right. Oh, darn. No sound. Early, there was no sound. All right. Looks like the sound's back though. All right. Gorham. Yeah. Gorham's under the flash flood threat and also the tornado watch. We have one of those little Alexas in our kitchen, and she always has a notification for us. And my kids will say, Alexa, what's my notification? And and she'll say, there's a tornado watch in effect. And she tells the town. I think that's kind of cool. So you might be getting that. It's the reason I bring that up. My kids might be looking at that this morning. But yeah, don't stress out about it. I know these can be kind of stressful sometimes, but I would say just take them seriously. The flash flood threat is the number one concern. And quick spin up tornadoes, the secondary concern. Yeah, that cell still looks healthy right there in Stratford County. I would not be shocked to see a warning on that one very soon. Ooh, yeah, that one's looking all right. So we're going to watch that pretty closely over the next half hour. All right, we're going to leave it alone for a little bit. Thanks for joining us on the Facebook Live this morning. I'm going to head back. We have young Emily Santum in the office today as well. So we're going to you'll be able to see her on here probably pretty soon if I'm on the air on CBS 13 and Fox 23. You can check us out there, and we'll have more updates on Facebook and Twitter. For some reason, I got locked out of my personal Facebook account, so I got to figure that out. So we're not getting updates properly on that platform right now. Too many passwords. I get them all mixed up. All right, be safe, everyone.